Dr. Morin graduated from Auburn University and works at the National Institutes of Health and for 2 international pharmaceutical companies. He's an expert in the science of redox signaling and has conducted research to improve both human and animal health. So now it is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Marty Morin, who's going to help us learn more.
I'm feeling a little inadequate in this room because Carolyn Hoffman makes fabulous PowerPoints. You're going to see her PowerPoint presentation on via. My PowerPoints are very amateur, like what if I could do that. And so if you see a glossy slide that fades in and out, I'm going to give the credit to Alan Noble. I stole it from Alan Noble. Those of you who see it know who Alan is. All right, so we're going to ask some questions today, starting with what if? What if this is true? What if this ASEA stuff, we're telling you the truth, and this stuff actually works? So let me see if I can advance this. And so I want you to ask yourself the question, what if health and wellness can be transformed by a big breakthrough? And I think the answer to that question is yes. And the breakthrough has a name, and the name is ASEA. So a little bit about me. You just heard through most of this, but I'm board certified within my veterinary specialty, and I've conducted peer-reviewed research. People ask all the time about peer-reviewed research. Quite frankly, it's making the plan, following the plan, writing it up, and getting it published. It's not rocket science. And all the pharmaceutical companies are doing their research, and their peer review is in-house, right? People want to complain about the fact that ASEA doesn't have peer-reviewed research. We're doing exactly the same research the pharmaceutical companies are doing. All right, and so one of the strong reasons, if some of you here are ASEA associates, yes? Well, you all then have a why. You have a reason why you're doing this. Why are you telling these stories? Why are you helping people understand that there's a better way to wellness with redox molecules? There's my why. That's my wife, Kathy. Kathy, stand up. My wife, Kathy's right here. But these are our 5 grandchildren, and you're going to see some of them here again in a minute. But the tall one is Ashley. She's actually a University of Georgia student at the moment, off studying in Australia, halfway around the world. And we get to spend a lot of time up in Canada with these kids, and we're very blessed. All right, so we usually like to start our presentation with some sort of a story, and today I'm going to make it an animal story because you've got a veterinarian here, so you know about an animal story. And understand that the product works exactly the same for humans or animals. So if you hear testimonies today where a human is doing better, understand it would work for an animal. If you hear a story somewhere about an animal doing better, a great one on the Wednesday charger call, the same would happen for a human. They're interchangeable. Why? Cells. We're just talking about cells. So this is our grandson, our oldest grandson, Grant, and his family's standard poodle. And if you know standard poodles, you know they're really fast. And so Maisie loves to chase chipmunks, and the chipmunks are very agile, and the chipmunk turned, and Maisie looked after the chipmunk, ran headlong, full speed, into an overhanging rock, and was down. So Grant comes to get me. I think I was down by the water somewhere, and he came to get me, and so I've got 3 grandkids. That's what? How many eyeballs? That's 6 eyeballs. I got a wife's 2 eyeballs. I got a daughter's 2 eyeballs. That's a lot of eyeballs. Looking for the veterinarian to do something. Well, I'm on vacation, right? And even if I did have drugs, what drug would I use for this situation? Dogs down on the ground in shock. Well, I'm as fallible as anybody, so I'm starting to think which veterinary friend of mine is still open and might see this dog. Where's it? See the dog. Meanwhile, my wife Kathy's waving the ASEA bottle in front of my face. You know, maybe you should try this, right? And fortunately for us, Maisie loves to drink ASEA, and she particularly likes it off of skin. So some of you that are going to ask questions about how do we get animals to drink ASEA, try spraying some of it onto your skin, they'll lick it right off. But, so I started pouring liquid ASEA into the palm of my hand, and Maisie started to drink it. Very choppy steak down on the ground. She was starting to drink this ASEA. And if she drank it, I poured. If she drank it, I poured. If she drank it, I poured. That was what we did. And eventually she struggled up to her feet, and I kept pouring. She kept drinking. I don't know how much she drank because it was in the palm of my hand. But eventually she walked away. And I took that as a good sign, actually. She just walked away. And so I took her outside. She was doing okay, moving around on the flat. We're at a very hilly property, and so I walked her down the road, very steep down the slope, and then I brought her back up the staircase, watching all 4 feet, right? I'm watching how is she moving. She didn't miss a step in 1 hour. Now, that evening, it would have taken me an hour just to get to the emergency clinic they all wanted me to go to. In an hour, this was a normal dog. I've never seen anything like it in my veterinary career, human or animal recovery that fast. And so some of you know that I'm the half-face guy. Some of you know that. Well, I mean, I just think in experiments, right? So when the skin gel form of the product came out, I started showing people some skin that was doing better, younger, and they said, "Oh, you poor man, you're so gullible. That's just Photoshop." I said, "Oh, really?" So I had 2 sides to one face, right? I started putting the gel on just one side for 28 days, and it made a marvelous change. I'm actually going to switch photos on you because this is the original of that photo. See it? Where somebody just drew a line down the middle. But I originally took it with our granddaughter Audrey in there because her skin was perfect at 9 years old at the time. Perfect skin. Mine was not. But what I want you to notice is that this side is significantly plumper than that side. You see it? And ASEA Redox in the form of Renew 28, our skin gel product, right here, has no moisturizer in it. How'd that happen? How did the skin get fuller and more moist on the side with the Renew when there's no moisturizer in the product? Can we say healing? Right? And neither ASEA or Renew 28 heals us, but it empowers the body to know where the resources ought to go so the body can heal itself. And that's what you're seeing on one side of my face. All right, so I like to start ASEA presentations with the end in mind. What we're going to try to cover is the fact that ASEA is totally safe. Does somebody have the name of a pharmaceutical drug for humans or animals that's totally safe? Because I don't know it. Right? This product is totally safe. It's effective for humans and animals. We already mentioned that. There are no side effects to taking this product. It won't harm, it won't interact in a bad way with any medications you might be using and or human supplements you might be using. In fact, it will probably help them work better. You have nothing to lose and a lot to gain from understanding this technology. And then we hope you'll join us in blessing some other lives. Tell some other people about it. Okay, so here's Kathy and I. The guy in the middle is kind of important to us in ASEA. That's Vertus Norton. He's our founder. He's the man who caught the vision for what this technology could do before anybody else. And the first time I met this man, almost the first words he ever said to me were, "Help me do this." Well, that stopped me in my tracks, right? Because this guy is an executive from a Fortune 50 company, right? I think he knows how to run corporations. Why does he need my help? He needs all of our help. Because this is a story that needs to be told. We're going to tell it today, but this is a story that needs to be told again and again and again with people that you run into, because they will never have heard about redox signaling molecules. I certainly hadn't. All right, so wellness. Wellness is a great big topic. And what I find is that people bump into it, whether it's ASEA or some other part of wellness, they bump into it and they think they have all the answers, and they usually don't. These are blindfolded people encountering an elephant, and they're all coming to different conclusions. Somebody's up on the ladder touching the side of the elephant, thinks it's a wall. Somebody's at the tail, thinks it's a rope. Somebody's got a leg, thinks it's a tree, right? They're all coming to different conclusions based on what they first encountered with this elephant. And so don't do that. As you encounter the wellness topic, write down a lot of questions. You will have a lot of questions, and make sure you make somebody answer them for you. It's very important that you understand this. This is so important, not just to your wellness, but the wellness of everybody you will ever meet in the rest of your life, that understanding this now is really good. All right, so back to our what if. If what I'm saying is true, why are there experts? I mean, they call themselves scientists. Why are there experts out there saying that ASEA is just expensive water, don't waste your money, or ASEA is a scam? And quite frankly, I don't have the time of day for a scientist that can't take the time to get a bottle and read the back, right? If they don't have the time of day to read the back of a bottle of ASEA, they're just not interested in knowing the truth. So I kind of ignore their opinion. So these quote experts are either trying to sell you their product, or they're really just trying to push us into the direction of staying, well, keep us on the reservation of the pharmaceutical industry. And so this health publication put out an article back in April. Somebody counted up over 100,000 deaths in the United States connected to the use of pharmaceuticals. Not illegal drug use right now. These are FDA-approved pharmaceuticals, hopefully taken the way the doctor prescribed them. But a lot of harm, over 100,000 people. So I went and looked up the top 10 causes of death in the United States, and lo and behold, pharmaceutical interactions aren't even on the list. I thought that was interesting. And actually, if we had a line for medical harm, misdiagnosis, procedures that didn't go the way they should have gone, that number would actually be even bigger. Neither of those numbers are on this list. I found that interesting. So some clever person in ASEA put together this slide with a sentiment that says the greatest medicine of all is to teach people how not to need it. Right? That's what we're here to do today. We're going to show you another way to wellness, a new path to wellness that involves redox signaling molecules. A good friend of ours, Dr. David Silverman, has a video. I should have said you might want to make some notes on some of these websites if you want to go look them up later. But Dr. David Silverman has a website, 6minutes6reasons.com, and he came up with 6 reasons why people might slow down and study this a little bit. And one is they're just sick, that the individual themselves is sick. So that was me, right? I was quite sick 6 years ago when I got started with all this. Number 2 on his list is a family member has a health challenge. I'll put my hand up again, because Kathy had some residual bad health effects from a condition she had. As a veterinarian, I like that pets are on that line. And that's cool. Number 3 was anti-aging. Our skin can look younger. Quite frankly, to me, that's just the tip of the iceberg, right, outside of water. What I want you to understand is every cell in your body can literally be younger. So for me, a younger heart, a younger lung, a younger brain is as important, actually probably more important than skin, but it will do anti-aging for skin. And of course, for the same reason that it does anti-aging for skin, it helps athletes, right? Muscles younger, joints, cells that are younger, brain cells that are younger, making better decisions during their competition. Athletes love this product. I'm going to skip 5 for just a second. Number 6 is the opportunity created by a patent-protected breakthrough. This is huge. It's the biggest breakthrough I can name in medicine. But proactive, let's come back to that one. I looked up proactive, and so we're trying to produce a good result or avoid a problem when we're proactive. And so what I want to point to, of all the 6 reasons here, one of the strongest reasons for people to get on and stay on this product is the idea that we might be able to avoid a health challenge that's coming down the road. Every family has some genetic weakness that tends to recur in their families. My family would be cardiovascular problems, but every family, you know, somebody else it's blood sugar, somebody else it's memory, somebody else it's joints. It's all the same thing, cells behaving badly, right? And so if we have a technology available to us that could either prevent that from happening, in other words, I never got the diagnosis, right? I just avoided it altogether. Or if I have to encounter a medical challenge and I have a technology that can back that off 5 years, maybe 10 years, maybe even 15 years, which I believe is possible, if I could back that challenge off getting that diagnosis, and I don't employ that technology, I think I would just be being a little stubborn or a little silly. So I'm going to point to number 5 on Dr. Silverman's list and say, I think that's a good reason to get on, but it's even a better reason to stay on. So 6 minutes, 6 reasons, we've talked about that. Another of Dr. Silverman's websites is why it's possible. People keep asking, why does this work? How could it possibly work? Whyitspossible.com might be a place to go. Another website, amazingmolecules.com. Now that is a busy, busy website, lots of videos there. I don't want you to get stuck. But maybe just that top video that's called Breakthrough, and you might find the Genesis video, how the company came to be. Those would be enough. Then get back to the person that brought you here or to learning about ASEA and Redox, and get all your questions answered. Back to the elephant. Don't just touch it. Make sure you get a good feel for why this works. All right, so ASEA Redox. We're saying it's 10 to 15 years ahead of its time. It's a cutting-edge technology. It's actually a brand new category of science. I did science a very long time. And when I heard the word redox, I had absolutely no idea what anybody was talking about. And I didn't for quite a while. I was willing to try the product because I had some health challenges, but I didn't believe it was going to work. Right? You hear a miracle cure a day, right? You'll turn on your computer and something's going to pop up. It's going to fix this. It's going to fix that. And you click on it and you go, no, half an hour later, you still haven't gotten to the end, right? But in this case, so I was a super skeptic because of all that noise, but this one actually works. All right, so 10 years ago when this company started, scientists declared it's impossible to make redox signaling molecules outside the body, and even if you could, they're fleeting molecules, they wouldn't be stabilized. It's impossible, they said. All right, now we're 10 years later, and if I go, well, you got the University of Virginia right here. If I went over there and I started talking to the scientists, and I told them about this redox thing, they would say it is impossible, right? They haven't figured it out. I read the literature quite frequently, and I'm looking at all these papers, and they're all looking for another way to get redox signaling, but they're not understanding that it's already been done. All right, so we have a massive breakthrough. I understand all the breakthroughs in biomedicine. I can't name any that's more important than the one you're talking about here today, redox signaling molecules, supplementing redox molecules back to the body. All right, so millions of dollars have already been spent, probably coming on 30 years now, of research with this technology. And what has happened is that they have made redox signaling molecules exactly like you're making in every living cell in your body right now, or you, quite frankly, would be at the Undertaker instead of here. I mean, without redox molecules, you probably don't have 10 minutes left on the planet. So you're already making them, you just don't have as much as your body would benefit from having. All right, so we've made redox molecules exactly the same way they're made in your body, or the the same molecules that exist in your body, and we've stabilized them. That's the real breakthrough here, is the ability to stabilize these molecules so the bottles of liquid can be shipped around the world, and the gel form is stable and can be shipped around the world. All right, so I just said that you already have redox molecules. Why supplement? Well, it's because you're making less as you age, right? The baby has a lot of redox molecules. Most babies don't have chronic health challenges. Some do, but most do not. This teenager is already becoming deficient in the ability to make as many redox molecules as she would benefit from having. The middle-aged person, yet more, just less, and the older person, just less. So, understanding what I understand now about redox signaling molecules, I will never go off this product because I just can't make as many redox molecules as my cells need for me to live optimally. All right, I don't have my cell phone because Kathy's holding it over here, but one of the ways to think about this is if I want to call Carolyn, or Dr. Hoffman, I should say Dr. Hoffman here, yeah. If I were to call Dr. Hoffman, I have to have some signal strength, right? If I have 1 bar or no bars, I'm not going to be able to make that phone call. And so I want you to think inside the body. Your cells need to talk to each other, cell to cell, cell across the body to the immune system, and you need some bars quickly. Right? You need to have a way to have enough signal strength for your cells to be able to get the message out when there's problems. And so I think of redox molecules a little like the cell towers are between our cell phones. They just help to make sure the messages get through. All right, so we often stop to talk about what ASEA Redox is not, right? Vitamins and minerals are really good things. I highly recommend you have enough nutrition, but we're not providing them in ASEA Redox. Antioxidants are very effective to help your cells to rebalance. We're not providing them in redox. Our redox molecules are very important, like the light switches at the back of the room. Somebody flipped on a light switch and the light illuminated. We need redox molecules for our antioxidants, the ones inside our body, to actually switch on and do their job. So redox is very important for antioxidants, but we're not providing them. And it's not an exotic juice from the Amazon. These are good products, but we're not providing them. It's not a structured water. This is very basic to how your cells operate, how your cells are increasing efficiency and how they communicate. It's right down like oxygen. It's very important to the cell. All right, so this oval on the left is trying to represent a cell. We're not going to worry about mitochondria or ATP. But as your cell is operating, it's making something called redox signaling molecules. You would benefit from having more. As an adult, you would all benefit from having more. And this says 15,000 peer-reviewed articles have talked about redox signaling as a part of that research paper. It's actually 19,000 now. But, and there's textbooks on the subject. Redox Life is right here. Note that it's relatively thick. Strong reference book on the fact that redox is essential for plants, animals, and humans. All right, so if you would like your cells to rejuvenate, if you would like them to renew, it's important to understand this topic. This is a busy slide. We have ASEA liquid on the left, we have the gel form on the right, but the reason this slide is here is because of the word bioagilitics in the middle. Pharmaceutical companies are required to send their products to a company like Biogenetics to certify that the pharmaceutical is actually in this pillar capsule at the concentration they declared. They have to certify it. We do not. Human supplements do not need to be certified this way, but note that Biogenetics takes every one of our batches, or every whatever number of batches, and tests it to certify, not for me, but for you, that are new, that there really are active redox signaling molecules in our products. Well, people ask all the time about the research science behind this product. We have lots of studies. Studies on skin, studies on blood flow, studies on athletes, studies on lowering oxidative stress, if you understand what that is. But probably one of the most recent studies we did that was very illuminating was a study on genes. Not the genes we wear, right? And not the genes for your eye color or how tall you are, those are fixed. But almost every gene in your body is a code for how your cells should be operating moment by moment, day by day. And the problem is, they're turning off. And in some cases, they turn off because of the environment. In some cases, it's toxins. In some cases, it's age or stress. But know that even in youngish people, like me, 35 for this particular study, the genes were already in a disadvantaged off position. And if it stays there long enough, they're going to end up at the doctors and they're going to have a diagnosis. So understand that we studied this and we were able to show and prove that we could turn genes back on. Just like we've proven we can help athletes perform better. Just like we've shown we can help skin be younger looking or function better. Just like we've shown that we can increase blood flow. I mean, we have study after study, they're all double-blind, placebo-controlled, just like the stuff Pfizer and Merck do. All right, so I don't have time to go through all those studies. I wish I did. Somebody, if you have, give my phone number, call me up. We can talk science for hours. All right. And I mentioned some fake experts a few minutes ago, but what are some real experts saying about ASEA? This lady is Anne-Louise Gittleman. She's what we call First Lady of Nutrition. She has over 30 best-selling books on nutrition. Been doing this a long time, and she says that, what does it say? It's the greatest advance in lifestyle medicine that she can name. She's redoing all 30 of her books to include ASEA. This is Dr. Gary Samuelson. He is an atomic medical physicist. Folks, there are not a lot of those in the world, atomic medical physicists. But Dr. Samuelson was brought in to look at this technology that the Norton family had acquired and identified the fact that they were redox signaling molecules, and he led a team of scientists that were able to stabilize them so that these products can be shipped around the world. And he says this is going to make, this technology has the potential to spearhead the greatest advances in health that we've ever seen. That's a big statement, but I agree with Dr. Samuelson. I'm one of hundreds of medical professionals endorsing this product. Dr. Hoffman's another one, Buffy's another one, we've got others in here. I'm one of thousands of lives transformed by this technology, so I endorse it from that perspective. This is a very important advance in biomedicine. I'm so happy that you're here to learn about it. All right, so we mentioned athletes briefly. So athletes have better endurance, strength, recovery, and they make better decisions while they're in competitive mode. The top two on the left, Breja Larson, Cody Miller, both have Olympic gold medals. Cody also has a bronze medal from the Olympics. The Olympics is very stringent in what products you can use as you do competitions there. And of course, what do we have in a bottle of ASEA? We have molecules that you're already making in your cells. So the there's no banned substances in this product, right? It's us in a bottle. And so they were able to use these products while they went through their Olympic competitions. Most of the rest of these people are long-distance endurance athletes, one of them over 70 up in the top right. And they love the fact that they can recover faster, get back out to training faster, meaning they can do more competitions in a year. Pause on skin. How are we doing with time? 3 minutes? All right, so we'll run through skin real fast. All right, Stevens and Associates and Dermatest are two of the top laboratories in the whole world for studying skin products, and they looked at these markers. They looked at skin renewal, and so they proved that we can turn our skin over faster. That's a good thing. Our skin can be smoother, it can have fewer wrinkles, it can be more elastic, it snaps back faster if you pull the skin up. Now, if I put those four things, that 49% of that benefit happened in minutes, and it might explain the small rectangle hard to see down in the bottom. But the idea is that if you put the gel on something that causes discomfort, maybe a joint, maybe a muscle, maybe range of motion is limited, maybe an acute injury just happened in the kitchen last night, whatever, if we put the gel on 3 times in a short period of time, we may well be very surprised by what happens. You'll get a chance to play with that here in a little bit. All right, well now I have to do a disclaimer because as a veterinarian I have to attest the fact that Renew 28 will not change one dog breed into another dog. But the clever person who made this slide is just trying to say, hey, we can have fewer wrinkles. All right, so ASEA Redox. We can do anti-aging with the liquid form of product. We can do anti-aging from the inside out. We can do anti-aging from the outside going in with Renew 28. The skin can look younger, but quite frankly, that's just, as I said before, this is the tip of the iceberg. Everything below the skin where we put the gel is going to be younger, right? We're going to have benefits for the whole body if we need it, just from the gel. In fact, Australia got started just with the gel. All right, so we're going to strongly recommend that you harness the power of redox signaling. Here's some anti-aging photographs on the left, tighter neck, fewer lines on the forehead, age spots just plain disappearing. But tell you what, the photo on the right is the one I love. A teenager with inflammation on the skin, right? We've got some pictures over here on the right of skin for teenagers. They don't like it when their skin breaks out like this. And they're putting highly toxic compounds on their skin. What did I say about redox? It's absolutely non-toxic. So wouldn't parents or grandparents want to recommend for teenagers, I got a bunch of them coming in my face, that this would be a good thing to use a non-toxic way to deal with all this? All right, but it's not just for the face. Here's an arm, here's back of hands, here's stretch marks, cellulite. Seeing is believing, right? What I want to stress this. Younger skin, I love it. But I love younger heart. I love younger lungs. I love younger brain. Know that this possibility of younger looking is right through the whole body. All right, this guy is Dr. B.J. Palmer. He was one of the founders of chiropractic care in our nation, and his sentiment was that the preservation of health is far easier than curing disease. Can we say proactive? Can we say proactive? Back to the gene study. If we can switch genes on, can we say proactive? Proactive. We have a chance to live younger. All right, we're going to kind of finish up with this, but these are called superbugs. So MRSA is a antibiotic-resistant staphylococcus. Second one is a bad intestinal bacteria, bad virus, bad fungus. Collectively, they're called superbugs because Western medicine has a lot of trouble dealing with these. If you catch one of these, you're in a little bit of trouble if you're depending on Western medicine. Now here we have a product that works exactly the way your body does. Your body knows a difference between an invader and something that's supposed to be there. So for example, I can drink this day after day after day and not harm, in fact help, the good bacteria that are in my intestinal tract, but I could also help my cells fight off any invader, even ones this bad. This is important, right? Another health publication put out an article saying there could be as many as 10 million deaths per year because of superbugs. I'm going to predict for you right now that's not going to happen. Because before we get to that level of harm, somebody's going to be on every rooftop all across the country screaming ASEA, 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 because you have a better way. You have a better way to help your cells avoid invaders. All right, so we're right back to where we started. The product is totally safe. The product always works. People say, I don't feel it. I don't care. What I know is that every time you drink ASEA, every time you put it on topically, some cells, a lot of cells, are functioning functioning on a higher level, they're being younger. It's a good thing. Feel it, don't feel it, I don't care. All right, no side effects. That's really important, right? No interactions with medications or supplements you're using. In fact, it's very likely that using this product long-term, your need for some of those medicines and supplements will actually go down. You have nothing to lose, you have a lot to gain, and we hope you join us in paying this forward.